Welcome to The Pit. I'm joined by our head writer and Red State contributing editor, Ben Howe, and Blaze contributor and investigative reporter, Lawrence Jones. All
Jason
right.
Howardin is, oh, no, wait, no.
Oh, no, he's not here.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know where he is. Anyway, Roe v. Wade. First off, it's serious time when I put glasses on. Roe v. Wade is almost entirely dead. Half of Texas's abortion clinics could close after this big ruling. The media narrative on this makes me so mad, I'm going to throw something probably during this segment. I'm just going to warn you right now. That's how mad I get about the media narrative. So you might want to duck because I have magical powers. I could throw it through the monitor. Texas is going to see half of its remaining abortion facilities close after the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld this key provision of a pro-life law passed in 2013. Blah, 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 blah. They have to uphold ambulatory surgical center requirements. Basically, if you're going to go and have your baby cut out of you or vacuumed out from between your legs, you need to make sure that you have an ability for emergency services to get in the building, that you have anesthesia available, and that your doctor, your abortionist, your infanticidist has admitting privileges to area hospitals. Heaven forbid we increase the standard of care for women who want to kill their babies, right? And that's what all these chicks are getting all mad about. And so the abortion clinics that are closing, guess what? They're closing because they don't want to increase their standards of care for women. End of story. Gentlemen.
Well,
That's what I get. I get so mad with this story.
I would call the
so
abortionist
mad.
doctor an accomplice. That would be my
That's good,
his
yeah.
accomplice in murder.
I like that.
Yeah, but they've been battling this in every state, and this is the thing that's funny to me. Even the public has shown that they want this. I mean, Wendy was the perfect example. She was the one who was going to come out and be in front of the stopping Rick Perry and everyone, and she ran for governor, and she was absolutely crushed. So obviously Texas is on the side
well,
of...
and the narrative that they have, I'm going to give you a weird analogy right before I go to Lawrence, because I know he'll enjoy this. I swear I'm going to bring this tugboat to shore. Have you ever bought meat on the side of the road?
No.
Never. Like if you saw a sign that said, get some meat, like you know how you have vegetable stands or fruit stands, produce stands on the side of the road, like you're driving, and you see something that, you know, this not improving standards of care, these clinics are like the equivalent of buying roadside meat.
Discuss.
I just want to throw that out there. Discuss. It's my Linda Richmond. The thigh master is neither a thigh nor a master. Discuss.
I might be willing to buy some meat on the side of the road if they killed the cow in front of me.
No.
Okay?
No.
Then I would.
No.
But do you see what I'm saying? I mean, it's janky. It's
it's just something you don't do.
Right.
I think the big issue right here is the states are now using their power. There's more than one way to get what you want done.
Right.
Unlike the president signing executive orders, Texas said, look, we'll just pass this through the legislator. We'll just increase the standards.
Right.
They're actually doing something. One thing they haven't been able to answer here, especially here in Texas, is that there is a law that says if a mother is pregnant and she's murdered, it's called a double homicide. Why is this is not a hard thing?
It's inconsistent.
It's inconsistent.
Yes.
How is that okay?
Because they believe life involves intent. That if something's going to be alive, it has to be because the mother decided it was alive, which is a ridiculous and unprovable standard and can't be enforced, but that is the case. I mean, I just saw Sally Cohn the other day congratulating somebody for being pregnant, and she made sure to note by choice, as though if it wasn't, this celebrated life isn't alive anymore.
You know what? If we're going to start letting people have arbitrary control over who can and cannot live, you definitely don't want people like me in office.
Well,
you know
for
what I'm
real.
saying? You know, because I will not lie. I'm not going to play with you. Anyway, this story makes me mad. I want to switch it up to who gets to go to the pool? Oh, for crying out loud.
Good Lord.
What is this about? Hang on. Let me read this. Let me read this. It's Thursday. Yeah, that's right. It's like Friday in my mind. This is related to McKinney. I've seen this used before, by the way. Who gets to go to the pool? In a 1948 speech to fellow Dixiecrats, Democrats, Strom Thurmond famously declared that the entire United States Army couldn't force white Southerners to allow black people, quote, because Strom Thurmond's such a nice guy, into our theaters, into our swimming pools, into our homes, and into our churches. He's afraid he'll catch intelligence, I guess. I'm always struck by his invocation of swimming pools as a battleground for racial segregation, because everybody's saying that this whole thing in McKinney is about a swimming pool, and they're analogizing.
I knew they would do this.
I knew
they would do
and
this.
this is why I'm getting ready to shut it down real quick.
Oh boy, here we go.
There were black residents First of all, there were 7 or 9 kids. I talked to the pastor. I went down there and I talked with people around her. There were 7 to 9 kids that did not belong in that community. There were black residents that didn't want people that did not belong in their community there. You do have that right.
Yeah.
You know, Steve Harvey has this famous quote, I moved out of the hood for a reason because I was there stealing and I don't want them stealing my stuff. So there you go.
No, I mean, look, from
true.
the beginning, it was clear that this was going to be a narrative opportunity. You know, of course, they're always hoping somebody gets killed because that's a better narrative for the left to use. But this time, nobody was. So what they did instead, I mean, you saw a TPM report where they said that this was an example of how white privilege is denying young black kids the ability to enjoy childhood.
It was a private pool that also black families paid for. I mean, black and white families pay these HOA fees, which aren't cheap. The HOA fees, we don't have an HOA, but HOA fees aren't cheap. And when you have a private pool, and that looked like it, I mean, it's a pretty nice subdivision, and that was a pretty nice private pool.
Wasn't the local radio host, he lives there?
Yeah, he lives there.
Yeah, Benet Embry lives there. And he was like, no, there are families out here trying to enjoy, you know, this gorgeous Friday, and all of a sudden, the DJ comes up and starts playing explicit music as our kids are swimming.
Yeah.
I mean, dropping F-bombs and all this stuff. And then people are charging for admittance and all of this, and he just said that it was, no, that's not, and with as many little kids around, I understand why they didn't want.
These people want McKinney to be Ferguson in Baltimore so bad.
Yeah.
They want it to be on fire so bad. It's not happening, folks. I was there yesterday, and people are back at the pool. It is full of all type of people, black, white, Hispanic, Indian. This is not happening here.
Right.
This is not your story.
And
Get
they're upset
over
about
it.
that. They're upset about that.
Yeah, exactly. We have more panel after this. Keep it here.